And welcome to First Take. I'm your host, Tyler Green, here with my good guy, Raphael Evans. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you for being on today, man. Definitely appreciate you for coming today. Today is a sports day. Of course, First Take.
Every day is a sports day.
It's the best. Sports is the best, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to hear you telling. It's the best. So, I'm here to ask you, interview you on sports, how you feel about like the NBA today. Who's your favorite player? Who you think will win the finals? You know, playoffs, like stuff like that. Just actually interview questions. You know. So, first, what is your favorite sport?
It would have to be basketball.
How come?
I don't know. I played a lot of sports when I was younger. You know, all of the stuff that your parents put you into, pee wee football and all of that. You play regular football, AAU, basketball, but. At a certain age, I just switched over to basketball and never really messed with football as much afterwards.
Yeah, I have to agree. Basketball is one of my favorites too. I love watching it. I love talking about it. I love debating it. You know, it's just a great sport. Speaking of debating, like, who do you believe? Since you're a good basketball fan, who do you believe is the best team in the NBA?
The best team?
Yeah.
That's a hard one. I mean, there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams that are playing well. Right now, it's kind of a cop-out to say this, but it might be Golden State. The best team on paper might be another team like the Cavaliers, though, because, I mean, just because you have the right pieces on paper doesn't mean that they work as they should in game time, you know. So
yeah, personally, I believe the Cavs are, but I'm a little bit biased because, you know, LeBron James is my guy.
Yeah.
But I can agree with your statement, but, you know, the Warriors kind of been falling off, man. You know, all the speculation of the 72-10 record. Can they break it? Can they go 73-9? Can they have enough fatigue to succeed and get the record? So I just wanted to hear your take on it. Do you believe they can get the record?
I think they can get it easily, to be honest. I mean, they're almost there already. I think they're playing, was it last night or today that they're playing for the 70th?
Yeah, they lost last night.
They
they went 69-9. They lost to the Timberwolves.
So they already lost.
So they have to win the rest of their 4 games from
all of them
from tomorrow, and they play the Spurs twice and the Grizzlies twice. So,
okay, I think they might be able to match history though, only because of the Spurs though, because the Spurs are giving them a run for their money.
Yeah,
so
Spurs
I mean,
at home are pretty deadly, man.
And I was gonna mention them earlier when we were talking about the best teams.
Yeah.
Not on paper maybe, but when they're on the court, they're one of the best teams.
Yeah.
So
playoff time, Greg Popovich is definitely easily one of the best coaches ever. He knows how to put the guys in their places, know how to put them in order so they can be ready for the playoffs. So I definitely agree with that, man. It's just, I don't know, man. Golden State, they come out good. Steph Curry, you know, he's obviously going to be the MVP. He plays good some games, plays terrible some games, but this is what I always see. You live and die by the 3. Can you agree with that?
I mean, that's something that you learn as soon as you start basketball. Right. Coaches tell you that from any age you playing basketball. But I think the way he's using the 3, it's almost like he's changing the game of basketball. And a lot of people are saying this because he's pulling up from like half court and things like that.
Yeah.
If you shooting like that, it's not the same as just jacking up 3s on a regular. You know, it's and when you shoot as consistent as him, he's shooting like above 60%, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's like that's more efficient than some people shooting for 2s. So it's like it makes sense when you're him, but I think it might be it's like a special case right now for him.
Yeah.
If this like Spurs players in the future to change the game of basketball to be more like Steph Curry, I think then they might have to let that phrase die.
Yeah, but honestly, I think he's changing the game. I can't say for the better or for the worse because the kids are going to look up to what they see. Yeah. So you have little kids nowadays playing AAU, playing with their rec league, and they watch Steph Curry on, TV. They see he shoots 3s from anywhere. Yeah. Do you think that's good towards them to see him as a role model of the way he plays basketball? Don't get me wrong. He can go inside, he can drive, he can kick the ball, he can rebound. But the way he shoots sometimes, I think it just feeds off a bad vibe to the children. Like they want to shoot like that. Like they can't like pull a mid-range or run a set offense or something of that sort. Like do you agree like he's kind of like hurting the game?
I wouldn't go as far to say he's hurting the game. I think it is, like I said, it's different. But I mean, kids, that's how they play anyways. They throw the ball up. So if we give them somebody like Steph Curry that shows them that that's what they can do and they can be good at that, like just pull up from wherever. Right. I mean, if they're good enough to copy it and pull it off, I think it's cool. I mean, you can't just have a kid that can't shoot, throwing it from like 3/4 of the court every time he get the ball. So I mean, I get what you're saying. It might be negative for that kid, you know, because there are some kids who need to be inside, or some players who need to be driving and playing inside the paint and stuff like that. So.
I definitely agree, man. It's just, I don't know, the kid, I mean, I can't really call him a kid, he's older than me, but I mean, he's pretty good. You know, he's a great shooter. Yeah. He's a good role model. He can be bad and good because I know in his game he puts he puts on his shoes. He could do all things, and he puts a Bible verse on it. He has a Bible verse on his Curry 2s Under Armours. So he's definitely a great role model. It's just like I think the way he plays basketball can feed off to a kids a little differently, something of that sort. That's just my opinion.
But to that point though, for him to have that on his shoes, that he can do all things through Christ, and then play however he wants, you know, that's a pretty good thing.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing. It feeds off to the kids correctly. Yeah. It's just that, like, I don't know, it's just his play style. Don't get me wrong, I'm biased.
For basketball, it might be bad.
But him as a role model, kids look up to him. He's definitely a great role model. Don't get me wrong. He's a great father with a great family, take care of his daughters very well. You know, doesn't get any off-court issues or anything of that sort. So he's definitely a good role model. But, you know, I still think, my opinion, I'm actually yours, I still think LeBron is the best, probably role model, best player in the world. That's just my opinion.
LeBron told those kids in March Madness that they should quit, though. Remember that?
But you don't, it's like they were up 11 with like 20 seconds to go, like 20 or 30 seconds to go. Like, I would have wanted to quit too.
I mean, but for somebody, like you said, for somebody to be a role model and an idol and things like that, and for him to be in the league as long as he have, I know he's seen those highlights. Me and you have seen those highlights of Tracy McGrady going off for 30 in 33 seconds. How many points?
33 seconds.
Yeah, 13 points in 33 seconds. Yeah. And he did that in the NBA. So if it can happen in the NBA, then just because it happens in college, I think you shouldn't be that harsh on kids. These are kids that look up to him. Kids that might make it to the league or might want to. And he's talking about, if I was them, I would quit basketball. So
do you think it was in a joking manner?
I don't know. I think when you're kind of that on a high pedestal like that, you have to kind of watch what you joke about, I think, sometimes, because it's going to be taken out of context.
Speaking of that king guy, LeBron, you know, he's been in the news lately. You know, he unfollowed the Cavs Twitter page. He unfollowed all the Cavs reporters. He unfollowed my Instagram, Twitter.
He unfollowed your Instagram?
No, he unfollowed the Cavs Instagram. No, he didn't. If he followed my Instagram, I'd be happy. But you know, he unfollowed the Cavs Instagram. So, how do you feel? Do you think a leader of his height should do that?
I think social media is kind of overrated at this point.
Bad vibes.
You know? I mean, I understand what you might be saying, but I think social media, it's overrated to a point, and I think for athletes, I think they should focus on the game more so than social media. I don't think him following the Cavs is going to mess up his game.
Oh no, it hasn't. Trust me, that boy's been averaging 28 over the past 5 games. Like, I mean, it hasn't really damaged anything. I just think the media nowadays just like tries to mess up his teams. Yeah. Like, they're trying to point him out. I mean, LeBron has been in the news for like the past 6 years because he's been to the past 5 finals. So he's been the head in the NBA news. He's been the face of the NBA. So, like, do you believe that the media is kind of like too harsh on him and or the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I think the media is probably too harsh on him. I think as a result of being harsh on him, they're harsh on the Cavs. I think if he wasn't there, they wouldn't care about the Cavaliers, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right.
Because that's just the superstardom that he carries as a player. So I think it's more so him.
It sucks having him as my favorite player because, like, he's just so, like, debated about in a bad way. People don't like him because of his game, and he's not a Kobe Bryant, or he doesn't have a mentality of Kobe or a mentality of Jordan. He's too nice. He's too soft. Like, do you believe do you believe he can surpass them as greatest?
Surpass them?
Surpass Kobe and Michael Jordan.
I don't know if he can surpass. I think he might be able to surpass Kobe possibly, but those types of, like, I heard a saying not too long ago, and they used Michael Jordan. It's like, once you can only break the mold once, and it's like there'll never be another Mike. There'll never be another Kobe. In the same way, there'll never be another LeBron. You know, he broke the mold with a 6'8" small forward that runs and does everything from point guard to center. So I think instead of trying to be better than them, I think he needs to be the best LeBron, you know.
Best he can be.
Yeah.
Because I know from quotes from the past, he's said, like, he doesn't want to be them. He wants to be LBJ. He doesn't want to be MJ. He doesn't want to be KB24, you know? I don't know. Sometimes his mentality, it could change. Like in the playoffs, he's a dominant animal. He's a dominant ball. You can't stop him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like sometimes he just doesn't play with his hardest like mindset. He doesn't play like the way he can. He doesn't dominate. He takes a lot of jumpers. He doesn't really drive to the hole like he can. So like, do you believe like he's declining? Do you believe he's still like the same who he is?
I don't know if he's declining. I think when you're 6'8" small forward and you've been in the league as long as he has, they find different ways to kind of shut down different things that you like. Like if he wants to drive, they know that by now. You know, if he's gonna pull up, they know how to close down and shut him down by now. I think he might have to redefine himself or remake himself, go back to the drawing board, because I don't think he's slowing down. It's too soon for that, you know. Whether even if his jumper goes, which is the last thing to go, usually your legs go first, you know. But Vince Carter is still in the league, right?
Yeah, man, he's like 37 years old, man. You know,
LeBron still got a lot of time.
Yeah, he's only 31. You know, I get scared all the time. It's just about like his age. Like he's getting old, man. That's my favorite player of all time. I've been watching him since I was a child. I just get scared every now and then, man. But you know, we have another legend going away this year.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Kobe. So
Very
you want to
sad.
share your favorite Kobe moment growing up, if you have one, if you...
Favorite Kobe moment growing up would have to be some of those finals against Boston.
Yeah, those two, amazing, man.
And in that 81-point game, that was definitely...
Yeah, you know, 81-point game, I was too young to experience. I mean, I watched
the highlights. I mean, just to relive it, you know.
Like, it was pretty cool to see.
Because they never let it go.
Right,
so.
They never let it go. Like, do you believe he's the greatest Laker of all time?
That's hard to say. I think he might be, though, because the way he, like you said, the way he commands the floor, the way he takes over, and the way, like, he broke the mold. There's never going to be another Kobe, you know. Right. I wish he would have retired sooner, though.
Why?
Because I called it in high school. I knew he was like declining. It was too many surgeries. I wasn't really interested in seeing one of my favorite players go out the way that he did. Because I'm sure you know, the way the media was like dragging him through the mud.
Yeah, man.
And as soon as he announced he was retiring, then
everyone
they were like,
started loving
cool.
him again, you know. Just like they just try to show love.
I wasn't
when
really
you go
trying
down.
to.
Like, I understand that completely. It just sucks. Like, he's one of our greatest players ever. I personally agree. He's the second greatest player ever. You know, his off-court issues back with Shaq, you know, back in the early 2000s when they won us 3 rings, then they had a 2-year drought. You know, they started arguing and Shaq got traded to Miami, won a ring with D. Wade. So I just think, I don't know. I just think Kobe, he's offensively a god, you know, a monster. And but, you know, his mentality is great to a certain extent. Maybe I can't say nothing because, you know, I don't play with him. But do you like his mentality? You think he's just a dog at heart? You love that?
I love his mentality. I mean, what else do you want out of an athlete? I think a lot of times we do this to celebrities. We try and mix their personal life with their professional life. I mean, if you want to judge Kobe as a basketball player, it's not much you can say that's bad about him, you know. I mean, if you want to bring up his off-court stuff, then that muddies the water, but as a basketball player, he's one of the greatest, hands down.
Yeah, he is. Man, it just, I don't know. The NBA won't be the same.
Nah.
It won't be the same. It's going to suck next year seeing LeBron going against the Lakers and he's not there.
Yeah.
Like, Kobe's probably going to be in the arena watching, but he's not there. He's not in the jersey. He's not going to be able to, you know, get some buckets, go one-on-one. It's just not the same, man. So it just hurts, man. Like, it really hurts. You gonna watch his game, his last game on the 13th?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
They play the Jazz. So, it was great. Today was great. The interview was great. I definitely appreciate you for coming in, Playboy.
I appreciate you having me, bro.
If you want to talk to the fans, tell them your Twitter name, what they can follow you on and stuff like that.
I mean, they can follow me on Twitter at Vinny Savage if they want to. It's Vinny because that's my middle name, Vincent. It's just something I mess around with, but I'm always on there, whether I'm talking about sports, talking about celebrities making jokes, you know.
Yeah.
Crying Jordan.
Crying Jordan, the best meme out there. You know, it's the best meme.
So
definitely appreciate you coming, Playboy. You know what I'm saying? It was a blessing. Have a great day, my man.